Welcome to Good Mythical More. I could not be more elated that you decided to join us and hang for a little Good Mythical More, where we are going to examine the claims of the mythical crew in telling us what food-related psychic powers are real and what are fake. What are fake?
I don't know if that's exactly the way I would describe it, but I think it's good enough to keep going.
What places use food to divine the future?
Basically, it's like there are some places
There's some coconuts
where they
right here.
have food and they use the food to use in a fortune-telling manner. Like when you look at the bottom of a cup of Turkish coffee and you read it to determine something, right? That's the one I'm familiar with, but these are other ones around the world. And we're going to find out if it's actually happening or if they made it up. Is that about right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But first,
That's what I said
let's do a
twice.
freeze frame.
Okay, see, it's over. See, we're learning our lesson. We don't actually have to freeze it all. That's something that gets done in post.
Yeah. But sometimes you want to help them out just a little bit.
Yeah,
so
just
they
like
know,
give them
they
a
know
couple
where,
of beats.
Oh, I
It's
can
like,
freeze it
this
there.
is where we thought it would be.
Okay, so coconuts. Coconuts are used in many different cultures for fortune telling, but primarily in West Africa. Yes or no questions are instantly answered by flipping a few chunks of the coconut shell. Based on the way they land, shells up or down, you'll learn what the spirits think of your situation. The white meat inside is up, yes, and the brown shell outside is down, no.
Well, you have to assume that this is being done somewhere, right? Coconuts are so ubiquitous. They're such a staple part of, diets around the world.
Yeah, but it's
So surely,
just.
it's okay if I eat this?
But it's just a yes or no. It's like a magic 8-ball.
Well, let's
It's not.
determine it.
There's not a lot of nuance.
Yes is the up, white, and
Yeah.
is this used for actual divination around the world, but especially in West Africa? Oh!
It landed on his side.
What do you do now?
Maybe try again later.
I think that just means we have to make a decision.
Well, that one will not teeter on its side.
I didn't ask it a question. That was just a test.
Oh.
Are you used for divination? No.
No.
I'm going against the actual divination and saying yes, it is.
I'm going no. I'm going with the divination, which is ironic.
It's real.
Yeah.
So,
It's real, but it's not real. See what happened there? It really is used for divination, but we just demonstrated that it's not true.
Well,
At least not always.
we just
I mean-
proved without
yeah.
beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's not true.
How about
Being facetious.
apples?
All right, so we're moving
How
right
about them
along.
apples?
How about these apples? So
How about them apples?
if the bottom hole is bigger than the top hole.
I think it's if your buddy throws an apple up and he lands it directly on your knife, it's yes to whatever you want. Wherever you want to go to college, whatever you want, man. It's gonna happen.
I want to go.
Where do you want to go to college? Name it. Name it and claim it.
I want to go to NC State again.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we can make that happen. Okay. You threw it exactly the same place twice.
I'm gonna move back and
Throw it higher. Hey! Look who's going to NC State again.
and then what? Can I do it again?
Nope.
Yeah, move it around.
Sometimes your buddy can help you, you know? Sometimes your buddy can help you. Hey, look who's going back to college!
Satisfying.
Look who's going back to college!
I'm just auditing classes though.
No, hey, he's not paying.
I'm just here to learn. I'm not here to be graded.
It's just continuing education.
Okay, so close, but that is not actually how it's done.
Okay.
This kind of fortune telling is common in the Jewish faith. As you probably know, the partaking of apples and honey during Rosh Hashanah is to signify the sweet new year ahead and is a common tradition for many families. So apples as a form of fortune telling is mainly used at family gatherings such as religious holidays, weddings, and bar bat mitzvahs. You can identify certain shapes in the pattern left by the seeds in the center of the apple after cutting it in half, and each shape corresponds to a particular outcome.
You didn't cut it in half, though. I haven't read about this in the Bible, but casting lots, I've read a lot about that. That was not a problem.
You ever seen Stevie with an apple?
I've never seen Stevie
You
with
ever
an
seen
apple.
Stevie cutting an apple and like in her office like just beads of sweat coming down her head, and she's like,
Before she replies to any email.
"Am I gonna go back to college?" That's Stevie's always wondering if she should go back to college.
Have you been
as
back
well.
to Syracuse since your graduation?
Oh no!
You haven't even visited?
What do you think? What's the point of going? I mean, I'm sorry. No, I haven't.
You don't have the best memories of your time there.
It is a very cold, dark, lonely place, void of a lot of life, with cheap housing. Dubai now, because no one wants to live there.
Dubai?
Dubai,
So
I don't believe this is true.
when you open it up,
right next to Rochester.
Jews and apples, Jews and apples.
Jews and apples.
Apple
Not true.
Jews.
Apple Jews, it was just waiting there for us.
That's why this is
There
fake.
are no apple Jews.
Yeah, no, this is a no.
Yeah.
It's a fake.
But we came up with a fun game.
Yeah.
Let me toss the half on there.
That's all. We're done with the knife.
I really felt like
Oh
I
my
was gonna do
God.
it.
Hold on.
Please,
Okay. Do
Rhett,
you, like,
please.
okay, we shoot this show in 24 frames per second, right? Which so it's not going to be that satisfying to go back and look at how close he got to just slicing one of his fingers off.
No, I didn't.
Are you,
I went like that.
you're
Rhett, but
you
he
got
doesn't
this
understand.
like it's
He doesn't
great. You have
understand.
no idea how close you got to it. Like you followed through.
I'm not allowed to hold a knife. You were holding the knife.
Golly, what is going on inside your head sometimes, man?
Look at the hand.
I worry about you, man.
Making
And you're a father.
Look at that.
Like there's people that look to you for guidance. Oh, at least they've got Christy. Whew, man.
Okay,
It goes
beans.
right back together.
Let's move on to
Oh,
brighter territories.
We know that beans are used in divination.
Okay.
Because they do things like, it's called reading the beans, and it's just like,
What other information?
Well, you have to be a seer in order to interpret the patterns. So
Okay.
we can't do it. We don't
I'm a
have a
se-
seer.
I, you know,
Oh, you are a
I have-
seer?
I have these things.
Okay.
I see a rabbit right here. Right? This is it's like a rabbit. See this right here? Like the ear and this, and it's jumping. See, he's a rabbit jumping. You can't see it because you're not a seer, but it's a rabbit jumping. And he's got like a trail of turds. Because rabbits are constantly
But this is.
dropping turds.
Let's say you toss this as my future. What does that mean?
I'm saying that in your past, you've dropped a lot of turds. Right? And you are soon coming to a little gauntlet, and you're going to have to...
About somebody else's turds.
Well, no, these aren't turds. These are turds back here. But this,
I'm a rabbit.
you have to find you, the rabbit. You're speedy. You make quick decisions, usually wrong. And you have to weave your way through a situation where you're going to have to pass through and break up 2 relationships. Interesting. 2 relationships, and then you and Christy are going to... Okay, well, that's interesting.
Me and Christy are gonna what?
Well, I don't know if I should say it out loud. Have you guys had any discussions about this, about inviting someone into
No.
your marriage?
No.
Okay, well, maybe you
The
should.
first half is that Link has pooped a lot, and the second half is that he might invite someone else to his
That
marriage.
ain't gonna happen.
Link has made a lot of bad decisions in the past, but they're just little bad decisions, little bad decisions of no consequence.
I'm gonna break up two
You're
relationships.
going to break up 2 relationships, and one half of one of the relationships is going to join you and Christy in a polyamorous situation. I mean, it's L.A. What the hell, right? So I'm just saying.
Not exactly.
I'm just saying. Whoa, his paddle's falling now. Whoa, me. So that's
dude.
basically how it works, right, Stevie?
Yeah. It's called favomancy. And it's
Favomancy.
it's practiced in do you want to guess the country? that
Dubai, as you've said.
Beans. So it's a place with beans. Hungary.
Russia.
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't have guessed Russia, but
Favomancy. I'm saying yes. This is real. Witchcraft.
Oh, I already said that. That's why I said what it was called and where it is, because you already said it was real.
Yeah.
So yeah, good guess.
Oh, he didn't guess though.
Yeah, he did. He said at the top.
What kind of beans are these?
Oh.
Pinto.
This is just a pinto bean?
This is a pinto.
Yeah.
It's a spotted pinto.
Look at that. It's little. It gets bigger when you cook it.
I don't know as much about. I don't know much as. No, it gets bigger when you cook it.
I said it gets bigger when you cook it.
Oh, I thought you said it gets smaller when you cook it.
No, it gets bigger when you cook it.
Boy, beans are great, but most of the time I just buy them in a can. I'll be honest with you, as you can
Beans, good for your heart.
Eggs are next. Using eggs was a common form of divination practice in ancient Greece and Rome, where it was believed that you could tell the future by interpreting the shapes formed when the separated whites from the egg were dropped into hot water. For example, if the egg white resembled the shape of a bell, it would mean a wedding would be taking place soon. If the egg white resembled a snake, it was considered a warning of danger.
tell. Just the egg white.
Oh, that looks mystical. And if it separates, is he right? It's only the egg white.
That's what she said.
Yeah. But I would assume the water would have to be hotter than, I don't know.
Hotter than it is.
It's pretty hot. It is doing some stuff.
Be quiet.
Oh, look what's happening.
Welcome to your quiet place on the internet. Ugh, gross. What is that?
I love
This
looking
egg got
at
a
that.
tail.
And what's cool about this is when you get rid of all that, if you're just a yolk person,
I'm not.
you can just have just a yolk. And you set it in your hand like this. Look at that.
Oh my god.
You just set it in your hand. Just think about all the potential it holds. Then you cap it. Then you uncap it.
Can I put this one on your hand too?
Yeah, I want to have 2 yolks in my palm. I want to have a 2 yolk palm.
Okay.
But don't break it. Keep it nice and tidy. Just pour it out slowly. Look at that. I've got 2 yolks in my hand.
Look at that. You're yoked, man.
And then look,
You're so yoked.
if you're gonna go out on the town, you just cover them.
Right, you just cover.
You just cover them.
I'm going out on the town and I'm taking my yokes.
So you can just go around like this, and people are just like, "What are you?" And I'll be, "Hey, I'm just a 2 yolk guy." But if you get to know me well and you stick with me for the evening, maybe later, I'll show you my yolks. And that's what I do later. And then you're my friend. No, don't touch him.
Can I touch him?
Well, I want to. You know what? You want one of the yolks to go on a little boat ride in your cup?
Yeah. Let's put Here we go. All right, so there we go. A little yoke boat ride.
There you go. I'm going a little. Uh-oh. That's bad luck, son.
You're going to drown. That's your future.
You Titanicked.
You're going to drown.
Let's see what's going to happen over here.
Boat ride.
Boat ride.
Yoke boat.
Wow. Future's not looking good. That's how it works.
Which,
Right?
please?
I think this is real, Stevie. I'm going to keep my witchcraft up.
It's real. And it's called oomancy.
Ooh, because ooh for egg.
The double O? Mm-hmm. The double O. Bringing it home.
Fun with eggs.
Fun with eggs. And, oh gosh, could this be spaghetti?
Yes,
I'm
this
gonna
kind of fortune telling
Divine
is thought to have been started by midwives in the mid 1700s. In the U.S., dried spaghetti noodles are dropped on the ground similar to pickup sticks, and the pattern was interpreted to determine the fertility of young women before they officially became eligible for marriage.
Son, don't settle for a midwife. Son, don't do it.
That's good. I like that.
Son, don't settle for a midwife. You want a max wife.
Mm-hmm.
You want a max wife, okay?
Yep.
Get yourself a full quiver of children.
Okay.
Have you heard the story of Cain and Abel? His two chickens that served us earlier today.
Okay, I'm not sure about your technique here.
Look at that. See this? This is where
How
it is.
fertile am I?
How fertile are you?
How fertile am I?
Well, you need to take this tray and you need to go into a private room. Bring it back, and then I'll tell you what I think. See if you can make a yolk boat. You know what I'm saying?
You know how fertile I am. I'm totally infertile.
I know how fertile you are.
I've always liked this. Let me show you a little something. I've always liked doing this, and I suggest that if it's late on a Friday night and your big pot is in the dishwasher, but you still,
Don't do that. That makes people really mad. When you start breaking,
yeah.
don't do it. It's gonna make people mad. You're gonna be hearing about it. Leave me out of this. That's the worst thing that you can do, and I'm not a cooker.
So if it was a late Friday night and your big pot was in the dishwasher, and you made yourself twice as much spaghetti.
That's a no-no, isn't it, Trevor?
It's a yes for me.
You do that?
Yeah.
But you can just wait until the
Stevie.
one. Okay.
Right, you just
Or wash the.
you don't like
pot.
short spaghetti?
You know what? I'm indifferent actually, but I see why people would be upset because you could just wait a second.
When I would get my spaghetti at the table, I would sit there and I would chop it all up.
Not in my house.
Chop, 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 chop.
Not in my house.
Chop, 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 chop. And then I would just eat it like a stew.
Yeah, I mean, at my house, I'm sure there's a reason. Trevor, you tell us. What's the reason why spaghetti is as long as it is?
I don't know. Ask the Italians.
He's a baker, man.
I mean, that feels like it's long enough. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm saying
That's long enough.
I'm saying this is definitely real. Speaking of Mythical Kitchen, we do want to promote that they sell an apron. Sell a couple of aprons.
No, I mean they do.
Is that what we're talking about? Their aprons?
I mean, we're
No,
not. They
aprons
do
off.
sell great aprons.
Oh, we're not selling their aprons?
Yeah. No. They are selling their aprons, and that
But
was
we're
a
not
great
selling
side
their aprons.
mention.
Aprons Off
Yeah.
is actually a new series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A third video every week where they don't cook. If the thing you hated most about Mythical Kitchen was them cooking, well, head on over to Aprons Off because they don't do that. They just hang out with each other and they taste things, they talk about things.
Because chefs are people too.
Yeah, they're going to be trying international cuisines, reacting to videos, ranking foods. It puts them in a different light, you know, when they're not working as hard. You know?
Yeah.
When they're like goofing off,
Just being silly.
just being dumb.
Yeah.
I like that as a series tag.
Just being
'Cause-
silly.
No. Because chefs are people too.
Because chefs are people too. Yeah.
Just being silly.
Yeah, use that.
Yeah.
Take that back to the team, Trevor.
Okay.
Because chefs are people too.
This is actually how
And
this
we
is
use
done.
the word chef very liberally.
What?
No, that's part of the title.
Yeah. It's all part of the title. Let's do pencil fighting, but with pasta, because it'll go faster. I feel like I'm going to break my own noodle. See?
I broke my own noodle.
see?
It went faster.
It's really the question is how you
Is
do
there
it.
another one, Stevie?
Well, Rhett didn't guess for this one.
What is my hair doing?
That is not real. Not real.
This part,
It is not real.
all that part is.
Correct. Onions. Multiple methods using onions have been used for divination, such as receiving answers to yes or no questions by writing yes or no on 2 separate onions and planting them to see which sprouts first, placing them on sacred altars to learn about distant friends and family, and manifesting health and happiness for loved ones by writing their names on the onions as they sprout.
What? Do you think I can throw a noodle at an onion hard enough and make it stick in it? Like a tornado would do?
No, but I bet you I can throw this onto a knife and have it stick.
Let me just see. Let me just see if I were to just be close to it. Just spit on you. So just give me the softest part of that onion. Right there.
Nope.
Well, that's
a big nah for my boy.
that's a hard onion.
All right, so that's pretty involved to like have to bury and farm these two things to see which one sprouts first to give you an answer. I just don't think. I think I kind of like it the more I think about it, because here I am actually thinking about it, and
Yeah, I think it's real.
anything that you want to ask an onion about, you need to really sit on it for a while.
I'm making Hellraiser.
So by
over
the
here.
time the onion has given you an answer, you've already realized I don't need to be asking an onion.
Yeah, y'all, I got Hellraiser, Pinhead over here. KG's getting excited. She likes all that horror stuff. She's so dark, demented. So I mean,
Something's wrong with you.
so I'm. You know what I told KG recently? I said
Come out here.
I appreciate people.
Don't say anything, just stand.
I said I appreciate people who have made friends with their dark side, and there are people like me and KG who like horror movies, as is evidenced by her shirt.
But
And
there's
I
a
said,
limit to everything.
Everybody has a dark side, but only some of us have made friends with it. You know what I'm saying? If somebody doesn't like horror movies, don't trust them, because that sedition is going to come out somewhere else. That darkness is going to find a way out. You want it to be out in the open and healthily channeled through things like horror movies. You don't want it to actually come out in like a relationship.
She smiles a lot.
So if somebody's like, I don't like horror movies, be like, well, what are you hiding in there?
I like
hiding?
I like adding a little time. I'm saying yes to this. Let's call it a day with your vote.
Okay. As soon as I'm done making Pinhead. Okay. KG, I think you get the idea. You can take that home with you.
Thank you.
Okay.
She's gonna worship it.
I believe this is real.
It's real. And it's
real.
called cromneomancy.
Cromneomancy.
Hang out with the Mythical Kitchen crew as you watch their new series, Aprons Off, a show where they stop cooking and just hang out.